jars, or is everyone fit and ready to go?
No, we can continue to be in reasonable health, which having the fallow week after playing 2 games generally helps return people back in a fit and healthy state. But the Italian game was a little bit harder than maybe the scoreline suggested. So we came out of that, with a few normal rugby bumps and bruises, but have managed to recover nicely going into England.
How do you approach this one? They've made 13 changes last time out. They're so dominant in this competition, but how much do you focus on yourselves, but also what work have you done on them?
Interesting question. So you've always got to get your best game out there. So we spend and have spent over where are we now? We're something like 8 weeks into being together in camp. So we've got plenty of good work, and we've been adding layers to ourselves as we go through. Obviously, having the benefit of games lets you check and challenge a little bit of what you're working on, so we know what we want to take into games, and we know what not to concentrate on this week. Look, England are a well-known presence in the world of rugby at this point. We obviously have acknowledged and spoken around last year and around the performance and the occasion, but we're not playing that occasion now. We're not playing that team now. We're a better team than we were. So we've got plenty of bits from us to focus on, and plenty of bits that we think we can get some advantage over them. There's no perfect rugby team in the world, and the Red Roses are no different. So we think we can get some bits of pressure on them. Last year, we managed to win a scrum penalty and push them, get them all in their 22, and we get a penalty try. So we know we can get pressure on them. We know there's a challenge to stand up to, and if we can get enough of those moments, we can hopefully keep the scoreboard ticking.
Italy got pressure against them in the first half on the floor against England. Is that something you've looked at?
It's I don't want to give everything away. In terms of the Italians, they're naturally a jackling team. Us going into Italy, we had to concentrate on breakdown and how many of them want to go and try and steal the ball on the floor. I actually think it was the second half that Italy started to get them under a bit of territorial pressure, so that we know that if we can play in the right areas of the pitch and we can build territory pressure against England, they'll make mistakes in terms of how clean people are. Even over the last few years, England will get ball in hand. They'll make mistakes with ball in hand. It's how you capitalise on that.
Last one, you said you're a very different team to last year. How important is it you go and show that and don't get overawed by the occasion?
Absolutely. Last time we turned up Twickenham, nearly 50,000 people, 8 deep on the walk-in. Now this time it's in Ireland, and my understanding is it's going to be pretty close, if not a sellout. So ticket sales have been good. People can see what we're trying to achieve and get on the back of it, and that's got to feed into a young team's psyche, I think. Getting people over here in Ireland. Last time we played down in Cork, we had a great result against the Welsh. We know this is going to be no easy feat, but we know that if we can take enough out of them, if we can fire a few shots, as we showed against that New Zealand game, then people start to doubt actually what they're about, and that feeds into our psyche. So, is there an occasion piece? Well, England currently number 1 in the world, but we had a sevens group that managed to go over to Perth and beat Australia when they were number 1 in the world. So we've got people that have got layers to them now, that have got the scars from last year, but have had some experiences since then that they've managed to get back on the front foot. So, somebody like a Dana has had that experience in Twickenham, and since then has kicked the winning kick against New Zealand. So, yeah, there's all bits that add to it. We're confident. We've had a great training week in terms of pressure and how fast we're trying to play. So now it's just about producing that performance down in court.
Scott, is Fabian Parsons back in contention this week, or is that another further down the line for the final couple of games?
Look, Bay's back in and training with us. Generally, there's a piece around building back up. So no, Bay's not back in the circle for a selection just yet, but it's coming quickly.
And then just finally for me, what has the break week last week allowed you to do? What has it allowed you to kind of focus in on? What has that extra week kind of given you the opportunity to do?
Okay, first and foremost, allowed us to recover after a pretty intense 2 weeks. You know, we could have been sitting there finding ourselves two from two. You know, we still were disappointed to not get more at the France game after being in it 70 minutes. It lets you just hone in and back about what your game wants to look like. We've been talking about adding some layers to us as an attack group. Gives us that extra training week to get some things in place that we think England we could get England under pressure. So there's a time perspective that just lets you learn some stuff, lets you practice it a little bit more, so you come in a little bit more battle hardened for the test match when you need it.
Does that kind of affect momentum, obviously, the break week after such a good win, or as I say, allows that time for recovery as well?
Do you know what it can do, and it's not something we'll get in the World Cup, but the Six Nations is a known competition to us. We know, it's, to be honest, used to find it harder when we had the two fallow weeks. Now with only one, you kind of get the wheels going, you get an opportunity just to regroup, and then you got the big push for the last three games. So we've obviously got England, Wales, and Scotland. They're going to come thick and fast. We believe we've been able to add a couple of things to our armoury, both in defence and attack. It's now just about getting it out there for the last three games.
Do you feel, obviously, England being such big players in the World Game and big contenders, you'd imagine, for the World Cup, will this be ample preparation for that to see where you guys are at?
Look, we're just excited to get back out there and to show people that our game has grown over the last 12 months. Where, you know, we produced a result against New Zealand. We were disappointed in Canada. You come back into the Six Nations and it's obviously a massive local competition, isn't it? And we spoke at the very start about trying to close the gap on your Frances and your Englands. So to sit here now saying, well, we were disappointed against France to not win a game that we felt we were capable of winning. Now we welcome England here, and you know, we all know what happened last year, and we're an honest group, happy to talk about it, but we feel we've moved our game on. Hopefully with the result last week, and you know, us managing to keep the scoreboard ticking and get to a 50, which we haven't done in recent times. So hopefully that it's showing that the competence and confidence of the group is growing. We believe we're further down the road than we were a year ago, and we think we can fire some shots this weekend. So look, we want to make it really difficult for them. If we're in the game and we get our wheels starting to turn, we think we can cause some problems. So we're looking forward to seeing a full crowd down in Cork.
Last one for me, you touched on that crowd in Cork. Obviously, we saw at the time the Women's Football World Cup the impact that had here. Are you hopeful that, given the continued momentum of this team, that you'll see similar impact in rugby terms?
Do you know what? It's yeah is the short answer. We want people to get excited about following what we try and do. We appreciate the results and winning and having a brand that people can look at and go and identify with. And then we want young boys and girls seeing it and going, actually, I want to play rugby. So there's a cascade effect, isn't there? We're doing some great things, not just at senior level, but down in the pathway that those 18s, 20s, WNTS, those programs are starting to mature and starting to produce producing players now, and hopefully inspiring next generation. So more boys and girls playing rugby at junior level hopefully creates a bigger pyramid, more numbers coming through, more people enjoying the game. Hopefully then just continues to grow the game overall in Ireland.